On May 15th, voters in the WVLT School District will go to the polls to vote on the district's 2012-2013 budget. The proposed $23.1 million spending plan includes teacher and staff cuts, but maintains all current academic programs. The budget also stays within the state new property tax levy cap. We're here with Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Caplan, to learn more about the budget. The last time we spoke, the district was in the process of developing New Year's budget. Could you bring us up to date?
Sure. Last time we spoke, we had a $1.2 million deficit. We have since had 3 budget forums and 2 public Board of Education meetings where we presented our budget. We solicited feedback from the community at these budget forums. Teachers have given concessions, administrators have given concessions, as well as the teacher assistant union. And through those concessions, as well as some cuts that we've made on the outside, we've managed to close our budget, our $1.2 million gap. Almost all of our programs have been preserved, and unfortunately there were some tough decisions for personnel that we did have to make some cuts for next year in order to balance our $23 million projected budget for the 2012-2013 school year.
What cuts are called for the budget?
There are 6 teachers, 4 teachers' assistants. There's 2 clerical positions through attrition that will be gone. There's 2 hall monitors through attrition that will be gone. We have either cut completely or cut back on BOCES services. We have a part-time nurse that we are going to cut. Summer school at the elementary school will be cut. We will still be having summer school at the junior-senior high school. Guidance at the high school will be cut 5 days each person over the summer. Our transition program from the elementary school to the junior-senior high school will be cut. We will not be sending any more new students to New Visions, to Tech Valley. This is our last cohort for our launch program. The Board of Ed also approved allocating $300 in fund balance this year, as well as closing the district buildings on Sunday unless it is a revenue-generating event.
Were there any cuts in the area of sports and after-school activities?
There were 3 head coaches that were cut due to low enrollment for particular sports. There was 1 assistant football coach who retired, and through attrition we will not be filling that position.
State lawmakers recently adopted next year's state budget. What did that mean for WVLT schools?
Last year we saw $1.5 million of state aid cut. This is the 2nd year in a row that WVLT will see state aid cut again. The aid that was generated was disproportionately generated to small city school districts. Although we got an extra $200,000, that's the equivalent of about 2 full-time teachers. So it's better than nothing, and we are appreciative of that. However, it wasn't nearly enough to close our $1.2 million budget gap.
You said the budget stays within the state's new property tax levy cap. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. The New York State tax levy cap is a threshold, and the legislation sets this for voter approval. So any district who chooses to exceed the tax levy cap has to have a 60% approval rating, or what's called a supermajority. Our tax levy cap is 2.69%, stays within the limit. We will not exceed that, and we won't need the supermajority. We will just need a majority of the voters to approve our budget. Some districts need to exceed the tax levy cap in order to close their budget gap. WVLT did not need to do that this year.
In December, district residents approved a renovation project that will see $18.9 million worth of renovations move forward at the elementary and junior-senior high school. Does this project affect the budget?
This project doesn't affect the budget. The voters already came out and unanimously voted to go forward with this budget. With the building project. The building project money cannot be used for people or program. However, it's used for facilities to improve the ones we have, and also add new addition to the facilities that we already have. So it is a tax neutral project. Nobody will have to, people's taxes won't increase. However, that money can't be used for our deficit with our projected budget for next year.
When and where will the people vote on the budget?
Voting is May 15th from 12 to 7 o'clock, and people vote at their normal polling places, which is the elementary school, City Hall, Henrata, the Elks Club. They'll be voting on the $23 million proposed budget for next year. There will be 3 new buses that we are looking to lease for 5 years. That's another proposition on the ballot that they'll be voting on May 15th. And lastly, there's 2 seats for the Board of Education that people will be electing on May 15th.
Will there be any other cuts or changes in the school district?
One of the changes that I have sent letters home about that are still in the works are 2 bus routes to the elementary school. Anybody who lives within half a mile from the elementary school will no longer be offered busing. Some of the routes will be consolidated in order for us to get rid of 2 bus routes that we have right now, and it saved the district $76,000, which was the equivalent of 1 full-time teacher. So that's probably the biggest change people are going to become aware of. And again, I encourage you to follow our website, the 2 bus routes that we're collapsing, consolidating, and eliminating anybody within a half-mile radius of the elementary school.
Thank you. What will happen if voters reject the proposed budget?
If voters reject our proposed budget, we have a couple choices. We can put our same budget out for vote a second time. We can revamp it and put it out and ask people to vote again. Or we can go to a contingency vote, a contingency budget. If we go to contingency budget and that gets voted down, then we cannot increase the current tax levy at all. And then there's some other restrictions that come along with it, like anybody from the outside that wants to use our facility, we have to charge them. We can't purchase or lease new equipment. So there's some restraints that go with a failed budget 2 times.
How can the community learn more about the budget?
The community can learn more about the budget by our website. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have daily updates on the budget. We have a public budget hearing May 8th at Waterville Junior Senior High School in the administrative conference room at 6 o'clock at night. On May 9th, we will be sending out budget newsletters to everybody, which will have all this information that we're talking about right now. And people can email if they have any questions, myself, or phone calls, and I'm happy to explain anything that people have questions about. Most importantly, on May 15th is the vote, and I hope everybody comes out to vote.
Thank you very much. And thank you for watching WVLT Channel 17.